An update on rumours surrounding CM Punk's WWE contract status, with Punk himself hitting out at certain reporting regarding his WWE contract, while his rival Drew McIntyre has continued to troll Punk, posting a photo alongside none other than his former AEW real-life rival Jack Perry. Backstage details on Kamille's AEW debut reaction, including a trademark filed by the former NWA World Women's Champion. Corey Graves hits out at a spot last night in the Blood and Guts match, in a post he's now deleted on social media. Chris Jericho says he broke his finger in his match against Minoru Suzuki, and Scorpio Sky reveals the real reason behind his lengthy AEW hiatus. Hey guys, welcome back to Wrestling News 365. Hope everyone is doing very well. As always, there are plenty of news stories to get into in the world of professional wrestling. Let's talk about CM Punk and his contractual status with WWE, because so many rumors have been flying around regarding Punk, his contract. Is it expiring? Isn't it expiring? Is he negotiating with WWE? Isn't he negotiating with WWE? Well, let's get into it and kind of hopefully dispel some reports that have been quickly debunked here. Now, a rumor emerged on social media over the last few days suggesting that CM Punk was attempting to restructure his WWE contract after signing with the company late last year. Today, on Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer stated that there is some truth to the rumor, but there was important context missing from the reports. He said, quote, "It's really overblown," Meltzer said. "When CM Punk came in, they had a short-term deal, which is expiring now. Now, there are rollovers in the deal, so it's not like it's a hurry that they have to get to sign him, because the deal does go longer. But they knew all along that right around now would be when they were renegotiating the deal." Now, it was also put out there that there might be some discontent surrounding Punk in WWE right now. However, Meltzer did note the fact that Punk is indeed negotiating his next WWE deal, and it is newsworthy. He said, quote, "He's just hammering down the terms that everyone knew they were going to do at a certain point," which is now, Meltzer continued, just to basically get everyone back on the same page, because they both know where they want to be. Hopefully he doesn't get hurt again, obviously. My feeling is that the Punk-Drew McIntyre match is the biggest match on SummerSlam. So Meltzer said that this isn't any new news and everyone is happy, but his contract is expiring pretty soon. Well, these reports, these rumors got CM Punk talking on social media. He posted the following to his Instagram stories, which is usually where he reacts to a lot of reports online, usually quite cryptically. He posted the following quote: "I used to rush to defend myself against false accusations, but now I watch to see who believes it, so I know who to cut off first." So Punk seemingly pouring cold water on the report, suggesting that they're not true. Well, certainly a lot of debunking came from Mike Johnson from PW Insider, who does have quite close ties to CM Punk. Of course, he was the one that hosted CM Punk's interview at StarCast back in 2019. So many people were wondering, what does he know? Well, he says that there have been a lot of online reports related to CM Punk over the last several days, so they received many emails about them. Now, according to Johnson, he reached out to a number of WWE sources last night and today, and he says he sincerely hates having to even address these, since they deal in actual facts at PW Insider, and even acknowledging the rumors gives them more credence than they deserve. But he says, here we go. So the rumor: CM Punk was signed to a short-term WWE deal and is now negotiating a longer deal. According to Johnson, that is incorrect. He states that the fact is that numerous WWE sources, including one very high up internally, have confirmed to PW Insider that Punk and WWE signed a 3-year deal the night he returned in Chicago at Survivor Series 2023. That deal would carry him through November 2026, not counting any time tacked on for when he was out rehabbing his Royal Rumble injury. Any claims that the initial date is coming up, or that they signed a short-term deal and knew they would be discussing a new deal at this point, is 100% incorrect, according to Johnson. Now, another rumor is that CM Punk is pushing to renegotiate his current contract in order to get a Bret Hart-style 20-year deal. According to Johnson, this is incorrect. The fact, according to Johnson, says that PW Insider can confirm the two sides are currently discussing a new contract, but they have been told that WWE are the ones who actually approached CM Punk about working out a new deal. Multiple WWE sources confirmed they are seeking to lock in what was described as a, quote, bigger deal. Two sources used that terminology and stated it was something the company initiated, not Punk. Now, when PW Insider asked why they would do that if they have Punk locked in already, they were told by one source, quote, new world, huge numbers, merch and socials. It is not a case of Punk trying to get more money out of the company. So Johnson says, quote, so for those who are acting as if Punk was causing issues to get a new deal or that his initial WWE return deal was expiring soon, none of that is actually based in fact. He then continues by saying, again, I hate to even have to address these things, but given the amount of email in the last 48 hours, I felt it was best to address it here once and for all versus endless email responses. So according to Johnson, all of that stuff is completely false. Now, WrestleVotes tweeted out today saying, quote, regarding the recent CM Punk news, a source tells me the company is extremely happy with Punk's attitude, commitment, drawing power, both TV numbers and social media views, and big merchandise sales. It's safe to say they want to continue this momentum for as long as possible. Now, when it comes to his rival, Drew McIntyre is known for his strong social media game, particularly when it comes to trolling the former WWE champion, and this evening is no different because maybe this is the biggest troll of them all. Yes, that is a real photo. Drew McIntyre has posted a photo of himself with AEW TNT champion Jack Perry. It's indeed a real photo. Drew's caption states, quote, it's a real photo, cry us a river. Now, if you're not familiar with what all of that means, let's start off with why McIntyre is doing this. McIntyre is set to face CM Punk at SummerSlam next weekend. Of course, CM Punk and Perry infamously got into a backstage altercation at AEW All In last year at Wembley Stadium after Perry's match with Hook, where he looked into the camera and said, real glass, cry me a river. The comment was in reference to Perry wanting to use real glass in a segment and Punk discussing the matter with him. This led to a backstage altercation that was eventually released by AEW on television. So what do you make of all of this CM Punk stuff? What do you make of, obviously, the reports? What do you make of Drew McIntyre's post there on social media? Let me know your thoughts about it in the comments section below. Now, Kamille, she made her AEW debut finally last night on AEW Dynamite Blood and Guts. The AEW Women's Division just got a lot more interesting as former NWA World Women's Champion Kamille made her long-awaited arrival on the Blood and Guts edition of Dynamite. The 31-year-old appeared out of nowhere to attack Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, who herself had just gone through a hard-hitting affair with Hikaru Shida and aligned herself with the AEW TBS and New Japan Strong Women's Champion Mercedes Moné. Kamille's arrival in AEW had long been in the making, as it was heavily reported that she had signed with the company earlier this year, but no word was mentioned on when she would show up. According to Fightful Select, her appearance on Dynamite was kept very quiet in order to maintain the element of surprise, but it was no secret that she had signed with the company. She was reportedly backstage at AEW events as early as January of this year, which ultimately led to contract talks and her eventual signing with the promotion, with graphics and materials being in place for quite some time. There were rumors she was set to join WWE as part of the NXT roster earlier this year, but those talks never fully progressed. While newer fans to AEW will see her appearance as a debut, Kamille has actually appeared in AEW in the past when the company had a brief working relationship with the NWA. She appeared on an episode of Dynamite in 2021 to confront legit Layla Hirsch ahead of their NWA World Women's Championship match at that year's Empower pay-per-view, where Kamille retained her title over the Russian star. Despite making an appearance for the company many years ago, she has yet to wrestle a match for AEW, but now that she is aligned with the CEO, expect to see much more of Kamille on AEW television moving forward. Now, she's also been very busy because, per the US PTO, Kamille, real name Kaylee Farmer, has filed an application to trademark the term The Brick House Kamille on Wednesday, July 24. The filing indicates that Kamille intends to use the trademark term in the category of entertainment services, so that could be a nickname that we see on AEW television. Now, last up was Blood and Guts, and many people were talking, of course, about the Blood and Guts main event, including WWE commentator Corey Graves. Now, as I mentioned, the July 24 episode of AEW Dynamite saw Blood and Guts return for the main event as the Elite took on Team AEW. The Elite, that being Hangman Adam Page, Jack Perry, Kazuchika Okada, Matthew and Nicholas Jackson, took on Team AEW, Darby Allin, Mark Briscoe, Anthony Bowens, Max Caster, and the AEW World Champion Swerve Strickland in this year's version of the two-ring cage match. With the threat of a petrol-doused Jack Perry being set alight by Darby Allin, Matthew Jackson would quit to save his teammate, granting Darby Allin a match against the scapegoat for the TNT Championship at AEW All In at Wembley Stadium in London. But it wasn't this moment that specifically drew the attention of some fans, though, with Jack Perry taking a chair shot to the head unprotected from Mark Briscoe moments earlier, being noted by many fans on social media. Among the critics of the move, it seems, was WWE SmackDown announcer Corey Graves, whose history with concussions forced him to retire from in-ring competition in 2014. In a now deleted tweet, which you can see on the screen right here, Graves shared his thoughts, saying the following, quote, "This is not meant to sound judgmental or incite us versus them or question anybody's passion or talent or intentions. This is just coming from a guy whose career ended from a few too many accidental headshots. The art of this business is protecting ourselves and each other. Trust me, the gaps in memory are not worth it. I promise." Now, as I mentioned, the tweet, it was quickly deleted, though not before it was captured and shared around social media. Replies to the tweet and most comments responding to it being deleted suggest that a number of fans support Graves' position on headshots. However, there were a lot of tribalism, as you would expect, on social media when it came to all of this. What do you make of what Corey Graves said there? Was he right? Was he wrong? Let me know your reaction to it in the comment section below. Now, Chris Jericho suffered a bit of an injury in his match last night against Minoru Suzuki. Now, the July 24 episode of AEW Dynamite saw FTW Championship action as the champion, Chris Jericho, defeated Minoru Suzuki. As I mentioned, Jericho would retain the championship, but afterwards there was an attack from Big Bill and Brian Keith on Suzuki, which was enough to bring out Katsuyori Shibata. The Learning Tree himself has now revealed the injury he sustained during the match, sharing images which can be seen on the screen right now, along with a caption on Instagram saying, quote, "Even though I beat Minoru Suzuki and retained my FTW Championship on AEW Dynamite tonight, he is completely insane. He chopped me over 100 times, dropped me on my head, and he broke my finger. I promise you, Suzuki, you psycho, this isn't over." What did you make of the match last night? Did you enjoy it? Didn't you enjoy it? Let me know your thoughts about that one too. And finally, Scorpio Sky has opened up on his absence from AEW television. Former AEW TNT champion Scorpio Sky has addressed his in-ring hiatus after over 9 months away from the ring. Sky hasn't wrestled since pinning Darius Martin at the October 7, 2023 Ring of Honor television taping. The match aired on October 12, 2023. His most recent AEW match saw him lose to Andrade El Idolo on the September 16, 2023 episode of AEW Collision. Sky confirmed that he'd been out of action due to an injury during a video package in May, which teased his return to the ring. Speaking on Insight with Chris Van Vliet, Sky noted that his hiatus was down in part to an injury and in part to bad luck. Noting that it's hard to get back into the rotation on AEW TV after a lengthy absence, Sky said, quotes, "That's been the question. I guess I've been in and out over the last couple of years. Some of it has been due to injury, some of it due to bad luck. One thing I will say is that there's a narrative out there that I'm just this injury-prone guy, like he's gone for a long time, he comes back and he gets hurt again. That's actually not the case. So I'm actually glad I want to be able to address that. I did get hurt about 2 years ago, but I was okay, and within like a couple of weeks. But the problem is, when you fall out of the rotation, we have so much talent that it's hard to get back into the rotation. I always compare it to a Ferris wheel, right? You're up at the top at one point, but you're going to go down, and you kind of have to wait your turn to get back up there, and that's a little bit of what happens. So I have had a couple of injuries over the last few years, but for the most part, I've been healthy for 80%. I think it's just like I was saying, it's really tough to get back into the rotation because we have so much talent. There's always talent coming in and it's almost out of sight, out of mind in a way, best way I can describe it. I'm eager to get back in the ring though and flex my muscles a little bit. I'm in really good shape. I'm working out with Cesar and I'm excited. And not only in AEW, I want to get back on the indie scene because I haven't done the indies in a number of years, and that would be a really fun thing for me to kind of go back to my roots and see who's out there, see who are the hot names and go and have some some bangers with them. So seemingly Scorpio Sky will be on his way back soon. But there you go, guys. Latest pro wrestling news for you. Be sure to smash a like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe, bottom right hand corner. As always, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll speak to you again very, very soon. Hey guys, thank you for watching, listening, streaming, or however you come across this video today. Be sure to click on the video on the right there to watch our next video, or click the bottom there to subscribe, or the bottom right hand corner. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you again very soon.